An old conflict has boiled over into new violence as Armenia and Azerbaijan confront each other over the disputed Nagorno-Karabakh region. Both sides are using heavy artillery and have reported casualties. Each accuses the other of starting the fight. The area is internationally recognized as part of Azerbaijan, but has been controlled by ethnic Armenians since a war in the early 1990s that killed tens of thousands of people. The international community, including Germany and the United States, have called for an immediate ceasefire.
Conflict is always smoldering in the region of Nagorno-Karabakh, but after Sunday's attack on the capital Stepanyan, it might be on the verge of erupting again. Some even fear a full-blown military conflict. The fighting is rooted in a decades-long territorial dispute. Though internationally recognized as part of Azerbaijan, Armenian separatists control the region in the South Caucasus. Both sides accuse each other of starting these latest clashes. The Armenian people have been prepared for the possibility of a war because we realize that the Armenophobia and hatred with which Azerbaijani dictatorship has fed its people for many decades could not lead to any result other than war. It is no secret that the initial fire, including artillery fire, was launched by Armenia, and the first to die were Azerbaijani servicemen. Azerbaijan gave a decent response to the enemy, and the enemy could not move an inch. Most of the footage that comes out of the region is provided by either the Armenian or the Azerbaijani Ministry of Defense. The latest fighting is the largest outbreak of the dispute since 2016. The conflict dates back to the dissolution of the Soviet Union. Since then, both countries have claimed the Nagorno-Karabakh region as their own territory, a conflict that remains unresolved. On Sunday, both sides declared martial law with immediate effect. Meanwhile, leaders from around the world are calling for de-escalation.
Let's bring in DW's Yuri Resheto here from Moscow. Yuri, this is a long-running conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan. What sparked the fighting this time?
Well, there are several possible scenarios, Terry, but of course none of them can be confirmed 100%. The first important point is aggravation between Armenia, or the Armenian community, and Azerbaijan. This summer there were serious heavy battles on the Armenian-Azerbaijani border already above Nagorno-Karabakh. Now we are seeing armored vehicles, aviation, heavy artillery are actively used, expensive drones are lifted into the air. It led some experts to conclude that this escalation isn't a spontaneous activity, but rather a planned military operation on both sides.
You know, Yuri, over the years, we've seen a number of international organizations, including the UN, get involved trying to mediate in this conflict. What is it about the conflict over Nagorno-Karabakh that makes it so difficult to resolve?
Well, this problem is that borders within the Soviet Union, both states were parts of the Soviet Union, were drawn completely arbitrarily. The whole area was a state for 70 years, and the borders didn't matter. There are dozens of territories in the Caucasus that have been merged or separated randomly. Considering Nagorno-Karabakh, the Soviet leader Stalin annexed this traditionally by Armenians inhabited piece of land to Azerbaijan. And after the Soviet Union collapsed, both states, Armenia and Azerbaijan, became independent, and since then they have been involved in a dispute about this enclave. So Nagorno-Karabakh is a so-called disputed territory which is internationally recognized as part of Azerbaijan, but mostly governed by Armenian people, and Azerbaijan has made repeated threats to take back the region by force.
Armenia has the backing of Russia. Azerbaijan has strong ties to Turkey. What role are those major powers playing in this confrontation?
Well, Russia plays an important role here. It delivers weapons to Armenia. It has displayed its armed forces to protect Armenia, but it has also good relations with Azerbaijan. As a gas and oil producer, there is certain economic dependence on Russia. Russia's attempt to bring the parties to the negotiation table, if supported by other international players, could at least be a chance to bring the situation back to a ceasefire. Both sides, Armenia and Azerbaijan, have already announced plans for mobilization, full or partial. So far, these are only announcements, a message to the enemy about their readiness for a full-scale war. But experts say if the conflict isn't quickly ended by international pressure from outside, this recent escalation can become a disaster that should shake the entire Caucasus region and affect all major players, including Russia and Turkey.
Yuri, thank you very much for that. That was DW's Yuri Reshetto in Moscow.